Diamonds are the main resource in the game. They are used to buy new players, upgrade their abilities, and also to challenge a team for a matchup. After choosing the players you want to buy, you can go to the screen with that player's details. On the player details screen, you can get all the information about him or her. After purchasing all the players you want, you need to define your team's lineup. To do so, you need to drag and drop the player slots to the desired position. You need to choose 3 starting players and 2 benched players. The positions of the starting players are striker, midfielder, and defender. Each position plays a specific role on the team. After setting the team lineup, you can start challenging other teams. To challenge a team to a match, you must first choose one of the teams available on the list. After doing that, you need to spend a certain amount of diamonds. It works like a betting game. The more diamonds you invest, the greater your chances of winning. At the end of the game, the winning team will be the one with the largest number of diamonds left. To perform an action, you need to wait for the action bar to be filled. Now, the player will be able to perform one of 3 basic actions, which are kick, defense, and substitution. By choosing the kick option, you can aim at your own team targets or the opponent's team targets. Choosing the opponent's targets will deal damage to those players. Each player has a number of targets available, which vary according to that player's position. The striker player has 3 kick stocks and 1 defense stock. The midfielder player has 2 kick stocks and 2 defense stocks. The defender player has 1 kick stock and 3 defense stocks. When the kick is successful, it usually causes some type of status on the target, which varies depending on the kick type. For example, a fire kick causes a burning effect, causing the target to continue losing a small amount of life for a few seconds. Successful kicks also cause the target to drop a diamond. That diamond is transferred to you, meaning the opposing team loses diamonds while you win. When the timer reaches 0, the team with the most diamonds will be the winner. Kicks can also be aimed at players on your own team. But don't worry, your friends won't take any damage. On the contrary, by kicking the ball at players on your own team, you will pass the ball, or provide an assist to that player. And this assist brings many benefits. First advantage, you can remove a status from that player if the kick type is effective against that status. For example, water removes the fire status, and fire removes the nature status. The second advantage is the buffs. Some assists can increase the defense, attack, speed or health of the partner who is receiving the ball. Another advantage is that the kick stocks of the person who passes the ball are transferred to the player who receives the pass. For example, the midfielder has 2 kicks and passes the ball to the attacker who has 3 kicks. Now, the attacker has 5 kicks and can distribute these kicks to the 3 targets in any way he wants. But the main advantage is the possibility of launching combined kicks, which are the well-known super or ultimate shots. For example, fire combined with wind invokes the flame tornado kick. If the kick types are not those that could be combined, the player who received the pass will make their standard kicks. Furthermore, after receiving a pass, the receiving player cannot pass the ball to a partner, only shoot against an opponent. Now, let's talk about defense, which is represented by the shield icon. Unlike kicks, the defense can only target players on your own team. The defense creates a kind of protective barrier around the player. Its main function is to reduce the amount of damage the target will receive. The amount of damage reduction is related to the defense value of the player who used it. For example, if a player has 100 points of defense and is hit by a 150-point kick, the defense will reduce the damage by 100 and that player will receive the remaining 50 points of damage. Another function of defense is, the target will not be affected by a status, nor he will drop any diamond. Furthermore, if the type of kick is the same type as the defense, the target hit will gain life points instead of taking damage. On the other hand, if the type of kick is super efficient against that defense, the target will suffer a defense break, being affected by the kick status, in addition to receiving a plus 20% aggravated damage. An important note about defense is that each stock only protects the player from one single kick. This means that if the player receives more than one kick, he will need to have more defense stocks. And as previously stated, the amount of defense stocks is related to that player's position. For example, the team's striker, forward, is positioned on the front line. Therefore, he has a weak defense. In order for him to protect himself from more kicks, his teammates need to donate defense stocks to him. And the defense stock received will have the same type as the player who made the donation. Thus, even a fire-type player can gain ice defense and protect themselves from that type of attack. Lastly, we have the substitution action. This action is used so that we can replace a starting player with a benched player. Use substitution whenever a player is low on health or when you feel that their attack and defense are not being efficient. The number of available substitutions is equal to the number of players on the bench. In beginner leagues, it is only possible to have 2 players on the bench. However, as your team advances to the higher leagues, the number of players on the bench will increase, with a maximum number being up to 5 players on the bench. It is important to remember that players who lose a lot of life become dizzy, and that if the same player gets dizzy 3 times in the same match, he will be injured and will need to be replaced immediately. If there are no more players available on the bench, the team will play with 1 less player. If all starting and bench players are injured, that team will lose the match by WO. Whenever you deal damage to a player on the rival team, that player's life bar will decrease. If that player's life bar gets completely empty, that player will become dizzy for 15 seconds. Right after getting dizzy, the life bar will start to fill up again. And when the bar fills completely, the player will stand up fully restored. To be able to take a shot at goal, all 3 players on the rival team must be dizzy. Once all 3 rival players are dizzy, the camera will zoom out and show the goalpost, then you can shoot towards it. When you score a goal, you receive 5 diamonds from the rival team. As long as the 3 rival players are dizzy, you can keep shooting at the goal and earning more diamonds. Once at least one of them recovers from their dizziness, the kick to goal option ends. Therefore, it is important to define a strategy to distribute the damage and make all 3 players dizzy at the same time. During the game, there are thousands of fans watching and cheering vigorously for their favorite team. You may not be seeing them right now, but believe me, they are there. Occasionally, 1 or 2 more ardent fans may even pitch invade the game arena. They will come running across the field in many different forms: bicycles, electric bikes, and even drones. Eventually, these fans will bring surprise items, which will be thrown into the center of the field. The items are inside a question box, and the first player who clicks on it will open it. There are some items that can help your team, but also those that can harm your players. This element will add a randomness factor to the game. In addition to serving as a game changer or comeback factor. From inside the box, a homemade bomb can come out that will cause enormous damage to all your players, as well as an item that causes a special direct shot at the goal, guaranteeing diamonds. In other words, anything goes in this game. There is no certainty of victory or predicted defeat. And even when the odds are against the underdog team, that team can overcome and be the winner.